So today I want to teach you why you're not manifesting the things that you want. Although you're doing all the things you've heard about law of attraction, you watched the movie The Secret, you're doing everything, affirmations, visualizations, and you're still not manifesting. Hello, my name is Hedia. Welcome to my channel. So I'm going to tell you what is the reason that although you know a lot about manifestation and law of attraction, you hear it everywhere, you watch YouTube videos, you listen to podcasts, and you practice, you have your affirmations, you do some kind of visualization, a little bit of meditation maybe, but you're still not manifesting the things that you want. And some people tell me, some people you might tell yourself or your coach that this is not working for me. This manifestation thing, this law of attraction thing doesn't work for me. So I'm going to tell you today, and I'm going to teach you what you are doing that is stopping the manifestation process. And I'm going to tell you that's not true, that is not working for you. Manifestation works for absolutely everyone. And we are manifesting and attracting things all the time. Most of the time, unfortunately, we're doing these things unconsciously. Sometimes people say, I have been wanting this thing for days. Or sometimes they say, I've been wanting this thing for years. It is not working for me. The manifestation is not working for me. And sometimes they get really disappointed. So I want to teach you what is the reason that is not working for you and how you can fix it. But first, let me read just one or two sentences from the book called God Works Through Faith by Robert Russell. I absolutely love this book. It's just such a good book. Faith works through acceptance. And then he says, all the strength and force of man comes from his faith in things unseen. And a few paragraphs further, he says, someone has defined faith as the unconditional acceptance of the truth of our affirmations and an absolute belief that our desires will be fulfilled. Faith is not presumption, but assumption. It is believing something which the conscious mind says is not true. So this is so powerful. Like if you think about it, so it talks about acceptance. Faith works through acceptance. It talks about having faith in things unseen, and it is the assumption. It is assumption, and then the unconditional acceptance of the truth of our affirmation and an absolute belief that our desires will be fulfilled, believing in things that the conscious mind cannot see. It is not easy to do because we are human beings, we are physical human beings. Our essence is source energy. Our essence is infinite being. We've never been created, we'll never die, we'll never be destroyed. Our essence is infinite. But when we are living in this 3D world as this physical body, and we have our 5 senses to navigate in this world, we see, hear, smell, taste, touch, it is so hard to believe something else than the reality that we are seeing. So when people tell me I'm doing all kind of meditations and visualizations and manifestations not working for me, I am 99.9% sure that they are not doing what this book just suggested. They are not having the faith at this deep, profound level, because it is not an easy job, I should say. It is not easy to develop that kind of faith. But when you develop that kind of faith in the unseen, believing in the unseen, believing in the things that your conscious mind says it is not true, believing in something other than your 3D reality, when you start developing that faith and belief, everything in your life changes. The reason why you are not manifesting is because you haven't developed that faith yet. So what happens is you probably have some kind of coach like myself or someone else, or you watch YouTube videos or listen to podcasts, learn a few things about manifestation. You go within, you visualize, you write down your goal, you say your affirmations, and then you go along with your day. A day pass by, 2 days pass by, nothing happens, and you question everything. You start questioning everything. You become unfaithful. You become impatient. A day goes by, a week goes by, few months go by, you become impatient, you lose faith, you start questioning things. And that is when everything that you have planted is gonna go to waste. As soon as you start having, this was also in the movie The Secret. So the movie The Secret, which talks about law of attraction, doesn't explain the whole process of manifestation. It was a movie that came out 20 years ago. It was an amazing mainstream thing to awaken people, but it was absolutely not perfect and detailed. But even in that not so perfect movie, they talk about, like, I remember one of the coaches and one of the mentors in that movie, he, with his hand, he shows like, you planted this seed. Like, imagine that you go out in a farm or wherever, you plant a seed and the seed is here and then it's growing. But at the surface, you're not seeing anything. So the seed is growing and growing, and gestation period. It takes time for everything in this world. It takes time for a baby to be born. It takes time for a seed to be seen at the surface level of the ground. So this period is going on and the seed is growing and growing. You don't see anything. You're still faithful. You're faithful, faithful, faithful. At some point, you lose faith. And the universe says, your wish is my command. You don't have faith in it. There's nothing happening. So there's nothing's going to happen. So nothing's going to happen. So you're not going to see any result. The universe is listening and behaving. It's like a secret genie. It's doing what you believe to be true. It is delivering you things according to your vibration, to your feelings. So if you feel like a little bit, even a little bit of hesitation, like maybe that thing that I want is not for me, maybe it is not meant to be. There is no meant to be, by the way. We decide what we want in life and we manifest it based on the level of faith and assumption that we have. Or you start thinking about the steps and how, like, you can't in your logical mind figure out, how am I gonna achieve this goal? How am I gonna get to this job or business that I want? How am I gonna get that money? And because you can't understand it from your level of perception and consciousness, you start losing faith and you start questioning things. We do that all the time. So it is not that you know what you want and then you say affirmations and visualizations and you manifest it. You have to become so disciplined in your thoughts and in your feelings, and you have to develop this amazing unwavering faith that nothing can shake your faith. Like, you have absolute certainty that you will have what you want. It is on its way. It's already manifested. It's just the amount of time. And the timing is not up to you. The timing is up to the universe. When you want something, you want to manifest something, you do your practices, you visualize it. Visualization is absolutely important, and you really feel it in your body, and you have absolute faith that it is on its way and it's yours already. And then you leave it up to the unseen forces. You leave it up to God. You leave it up to universe. In this book, Robert Russell says, the law says that God can't take hold until you let go. You cannot hold the seed in your hand. If you want to see a plant or a vegetable, whatever the seed is, you have to plant it. You have to plant it. You have to let it go. It's the same thing as your wants. You plant your wants and desires in your subconscious mind. You think about it, you feel it, and then you let it go. You give it to God with full 100% certainty and faith. Put all these possibilities out of your mind and think only of God's power and His willingness to use it in your behalf. He has ways of fulfilling your desires which you have not even thought of. You cannot possibly think about how your goal is going to be manifested. You cannot, because our mind, as much as our mind is so powerful, is limited, is narrow, we only can think of possibilities based on our past experiences or the things that we have seen around us. If you have not been exposed closely to a billionaire and you haven't seen them, you haven't seen their lifestyle closely in person, you haven't been in touch with them, the way they think, the way they behave, it is so hard for you to connect with that lifestyle. It is so hard for you to create that. Universe knows, God knows, because it has the bird's eye view, but me and you only know and connect to things that either we have experienced in our own personal life, or we have been in close contact with people who have the things that we want. So at some point, you have to, every day when you do your practices and visualizations, and then you have to let go and let God. It's so powerful. Let go and let God. There are some questions that people ask this, the author Robert Russell, and he's answering. One of the questions is, why must the desire be freed before it can be fulfilled? So you must let go of the desire. You know how sometimes you want something, but you're not like super attached and needy and impatient. You just want it, but you don't really need it, and it manifests. It can be a cup of coffee, it can be something small, because it's not like life or death situation for you. This is the best way of manifesting anything. You can manifest a castle this way. Wanting it, believing it's yours and it will come one day, sooner or later, and just trusting it, don't be impatient, and letting go of the desire. So why must the desire be freed before it can be fulfilled? The answer is, you might as well ask why the seed must be dropped into the ground before it can bring the increase. Seed cannot grow in your hand or on the shelf or in your pocket, nor can your desire materialize if you hold it tightly in your thought. Since the desire cannot be in two places at the same time, we must choose between fulfillment or frustration, between letting go or holding on. So you must start feeling the feelings of fulfillment, even though your goal is still not in your material world. Take no thought does not mean lapsing into a state of unconsciousness. It means taking away the anxiety and fear which prevents the manifestation of your desire. So it doesn't mean don't think about your goal. It means let go of anxiety and fear when you think about your goal. When you release the desire in absolute forgetfulness, the reward will come flowing into you in limitless measure. The way of fulfillment is not through thought, but through God. So it starts from thought, but the way of fulfilling it is not just by thought, it's through God, universe, source, infinite. So we have to develop this faith. At the end of the day, whatever you want is for you. If you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your hand. If you can see it in your imagination, it means that thing on a spiritual level, on a thought vibration level, exists already. We live in parallel universes. That version of you exists already. That house you want exists already. That relationship you want exists already. That lifestyle you want, because you can think about it, it means spiritually, on a thought level, it exists already. You just have to match the vibration. And one of the most powerful ways to match the vibration with the things that you want is through absolute faith, and not doubting it, not questioning it, not becoming impatient. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section below what you learned and what you'd like me to share more. And I see you soon.